Hi, today I'm explaining about other tools in Illustrator. Okay, so the previous class, uh, we already discussed about these type tools. Okay, so all the type tools discussed. Down now, we're going to see this line segment tool, arc tool, spiral tool, and rectangular grid tool, and polar grid tool. Okay, so these are the tools today we are checking. Okay, yeah, this is line tool, line segment tool. With this tool you can draw lines. Okay, and suppose in the control panel here the stroke value is 10. Okay, so that is the reason the thickness it is showing there big. Okay, and suppose this is, so with shift you can draw exact horizontal lines or vertical lines. Okay, so you can release that according to your the hand movements. It shows that. Okay, and with shift you can with 45 degrees it is shifting to left or right according to your the wrist movements. Okay, yes. Now there, if you see that, if you check here and suppose here the offset path. Okay, otherwise suppose the stroke here, the cap is suppose it's butt cap, and here you make it a rounded one. Okay, so sometimes you want the rounded the shapes, or otherwise can butt cap. Okay, and here it is again projecting cap. Okay, so it is inside, it is rounded and projecting a cap. Then the corners, the meter join. Okay, but when you draw the rectangles then we'll understand the properly. Okay, so actually I'll explain them about when I discuss about that tools. Okay, yeah, now come to this line only. You can delete this. Yes, this is okay. Now if you see there there's a line, the dashed line or a normal line. You can suppose draw, this is a line, reducing the line thickness here, and then dash line on. See the dash value, so here it is a 12 pointer, so make it suppose 5. Okay, enter. So the distance that is showing, and here give the value of that. You can give the value and it's showing the this distance here, the gap. Okay, and here the dash, suppose here give that value and we will understand that. Okay, so sometimes we want this, not regularly we don't use this. Okay, make it 0. Okay, uncheck this, we want only straight. Okay, the same way here we have the arrows, suppose which side you want actually. Sometimes when you prepare logos and all, we use them. Okay, or otherwise make it normal. In the same way here this side. It's okay. When you check these things, you will understand simply. See the line, the profileness, width profileness. See, sometimes really we want these kind of shapes. So with the line tool, easily you can create these. This is really nice. Okay, just make it uniform normally. Okay, that is about the line tool, and we have a double click on that. There is a angles also there. Just you can click and say okay. According to that, you'll get the angle. The line fillness also there. Okay. Control Z. Delete this. Yes. And suppose here just draw one line. Suppose here I'm going to give the thickness for that a 60. Okay, and suppose this I want to reduce this size smaller and bigger. Okay, there. Here we have options. Your options here. Scale corners and scale strokes and effects. So, suppose it is already selected. Deselect this, and suppose you draw this. Okay, and you can reduce the size, make it bigger and smaller. Suppose here I'll use this rectangle, then we'll understand. See, I'm reducing this size very small according to my reduction values. So the stroke value also changing here. Okay, when I increase this, okay, so the value is showing 71 points. Okay, so this is very helpful. Sometimes after preparing our logo according to your visiting card size, we have to reduce and enlarge your logo. Suppose this is your logo, and suppose this is your the artboard. This is suppose your visiting card, and this is your logo. You can place your logo. You can place your logo here. Suppose this is your logo. Okay, so if you want to reduce this, you can reduce more according to your reductions. Your outline also changing. Okay, otherwise if I don't use this option, suppose uncheck scale and strokes effects, uncheck this. Okay, and suppose if I draw this is my logo. I use 10 points, and even I reduce this. See, suppose the value of the outline stroke is not changing. Okay, so suppose if it is logo and outline has the logo, and your outline can dominate your logo. Okay, suppose see. So that is the reason sometimes we use this option. We use these options. Okay, always you can use this scale, strokes and effects. According to that, that will change. Okay, now inside there is arc tool. Arc tools, generally you can create the arcs. Okay, so I'll change this into suppose one only. There, double click that. The arc segment tool options are there. Okay, there the length of y-axis showing, the type open, okay, and base along x-axis. Okay, and then here suppose open and make it closed. Suppose see, you draw this, it is closing. So inside we can fill the colors, whatever the colors you have, you can fill them. You see, very interesting shape we created. Okay, and now we'll get the options by double clicking on that, and you can change the, it is into open. Okay, now what you do, you draw this. Suppose see, use up and down arrows. Just a minute, I'll remove this and yes. Yeah, draw this, and I'm using up arrow according to my clicks, up arrow clicks. It is changing the curveness, and suppose the down arrow, I'm using down arrow, it is changing into a right side. It is giving the curves. Okay, so we can use as per your wish, as per your idea. Okay, the same way here, the fill arc. So already we used that, the fill arcs. Okay, so you can fill. And now there is a spiral tool. So the spiral tool creates a spirals. See, you can create the spirals. So with by pressing Control, the changing the spirals. Suppose there are options are there, just you can click on that spiral option. So and here the segments, here the segments are showing. You can increase this. Suppose the 5 segments I'm giving, say okay. First you can remove this, yes. See, 1 2 3 4 5 segment means each piece of that. So here to here 1 segment, here to here 2 segment, this is 3 segment, this is 4 segment, this is 5 segment. Okay, so according to your the requirement, you can give the segments. See, here the segments are there. You can select with your selection tool, then you will understand 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, This is from inside to outside, left to right and right to left. Okay, the radius and the thickness, suppose here you can give this only suppose 20. Yeah, see this it is showing this thickness. Make it suppose 50. Yeah, that means what, according to your requirement we have to change this. Yes. Just cancel it. Okay. Yes, so left and right you can use this. And now the rectangular grid tool. So with this tool you can create the rectangles. So even you can fill the colors also inside. Okay, sometimes you want to use this, you can fill inside, you can write whatever you want. Okay, and suppose here draw with your left click without releasing this. By clicking up arrow you are dividing horizontally. Okay, and suppose down arrow I'm using and reducing those horizontal x-axis, you are reducing the divisions. See that, completely removed. Now I'm adding into two portions by pressing the up arrow and again dividing into three parts and dividing many times. And now I'm using the suppose right arrow and left arrow. See, only the rectangle box is there. I'm adding the left arrow. See, right arrow divided into two parts and again it is three parts, so on. So sometimes what we want to really use these grids. Okay, after that you can increase them. Suppose use the 10 points. Okay, suppose here, see, this entire part is in group. Here, see my cursor here, it is showing they are in group. Okay, so if you want to divide them, you can divide by, from Windows there is a Pathfinder. With the Pathfinder, okay, there are options, so you can divide. Okay, you can divide that. Yeah, divided, but still they are in group. Okay, right click on that and make ungroup. So each part you created separately. See that? Each part separately you created, and individually you can fill the colors also. So now it is separated by this Pathfinder divider. See, otherwise you can delete that portion also, interestingly. Okay, so sometimes we use when you draw something, logos or whatever the shapes, different shapes, some patterns if you want to create, so this will help you really. Okay, just you can remove them. Now polar grid tool. Okay, so you can draw the grid, okay, by using shift. Okay, so proportionately you will get that from alt shift. Okay, it will create proportionately at that center point. And again I'll draw. Yes, this is that. Control Z. Okay. Now by pressing up arrow and down arrow, you are adding more circles inside. And suppose press the down arrow and removing that arrows, and suppose see the divisions of that by pressing the left arrow. See the portions you are removing, and by pressing the right arrow it is divided into 2 halves and 3 halves, and 1 2 3 4 5, I mean 1 2 3 4, and you can so on. So you can add many by pressing a right arrow. It is creating the divisions. With the left arrow removing this. Okay, suppose exactly 3 portions of that. By pressing up arrow, the circles, inside circles adding, and by pressing down arrow it is reducing. Okay, so sometimes we use this is also a group. And suppose here you can fill colors also here. Okay, and then here with the Pathfinder again you can divide this. Okay, after dividing, suppose ungroup, yeah, ungrouped, and you can click. See, the portions are separated like pies. See, so each and every part yes, you can use Pathfinder. All the options are there. Suppose this is merged already, and here this is a crop, so cropped, and here we have outline. It is in outline. Here it is a minus back. Okay, so when you create the logos, these are very helpful. Suppose here I want to use red color. Okay, you can group this, grouped, alt shift. Okay, you can place this. Okay, this is now you can select all these things, and suppose here you can use this Pathfinder unite button, so that is united. This piece is united, and here the others are there. The minus front, see, then nicely can create that hollowness. Okay, so and here the intersector, so intersectness also you can create. So for that the filter produced no result, please 2 overlapping parts. Okay, for that we need 2 overlapping parts. Yes, these are. Okay, Next, exclude. So excluded. See, this is excluded into that, and already we used them, so divided this, and here it is a trim. Okay, so generally when you make logos and all, really these are very helpful for making things easier, and you can overlap, and for overlapped areas you can cut. Okay. Suppose, see, this is very interesting. Okay, these are the tools. These are very helpful. Sometimes we use them. Suppose you can create very interesting things with this. Suppose this is I used with this polar grid tool, and suppose here there is a width tool. You can create the widthness. It's going to be very interesting shapes you can create. Yes, see this. Select this entire piece and fill with the colors. See, generally this Illustrator, because it is a vector based program, mostly these artists to designers, textile industry people, textile designers, okay, they use Illustrator to their the designs, and for their their pattern creation. Okay, so this is very helpful. Okay, we use these tools. Okay, so today we observed all these, the line segment tool, arc tool, and spiral tool, and rectangle grid tool, and polar grid tool. Okay, the next day, in the next class, I'll explain about other tools. Okay, you can practice this and you'll get the control over the tools. Tomorrow I'll explain another tool. Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask. Thank you.